The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's 2 state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. Well, welcome everyone to Crash Course Radio. I am your host, Peter Crouch, the one and only Crash Course Radio. We are blazing a new trail every day. Well, not every day. I wish it was every day. Every Tuesday afternoon. Hey, this is a live show. Right, so if you've been following us, you know the deal. If you want to talk to me, if you want to add something to the show, if you have some ideas, or maybe you just have a difference of opinion on some show topic, then give us a call, 631-451-1039. 631-451-1039. Folks, you know the rundown here. We're all over everything, all right? We're everywhere everybody is and where everybody wants to be. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Anchor. Thanks to the amazing work of my social media manager, Anthony, who also doubles as my engineer here. Anthony, thank you very much. We are just plowing away in all those areas. Folks, I love Instagram. Okay, I can't say enough about what a great tool that is. You can usually find me there at least once a week. I like to do a video there for the folks. All right, we've been on a roll with a little theme called Quick Tip. All right, and you can see me. All right, don't worry. Don't shake in your shoes. I'm actually not that bad of a looking guy to look at. Anyway, but seriously, Instagram, good stuff, all right? I jump in there. Like I said, at least once a week, you'll catch a video there. Follow us on Instagram. It's a very useful tool, all right? Like I said, the theme we've been concentrating on the last couple months is Quick Tip, all right, where I get to talk to the folks, and we give you a little information and a tip on things like finding a good body shop, understanding your insurance, sometimes personal injury lawyer stuff, right? All that good stuff, right? So just anything that I know that is important that you need to know, or if I got a little fun fact or a trick or an inside scoop on something, I like to share with the folks, all right? And Spotify, hey, if you're a podcast guy, you can follow, you can have us, you can hear us there. And nice thing about Spotify, folks, is right now where we're at with that is we rerun the show. So if you heard something, you heard me mention something, or something you were interested in, some tidbit of information, and maybe you're kicking yourself, go to Spotify. All right, you can hear me there again, and you can listen at your own at will and at your own leisure, and and figure out things from there. All right, we're looking to develop that down the road. Of course, it's always about time and a little bit about money, but we are looking to expand that and perhaps expand the program. Like I said, right now we pretty much rerun the radio show there, but we're looking to turn that into its own thing. All right, we'll be able to expand on themes that we talk about here, as well as bring in guests and go into a lot more detail on interesting stuff. All right, speaking about interesting stuff, I'm always looking for ways to change up the format of the show. All right, and to that effort, all right, we did have 3 guests in here a few weeks ago. Real interesting stuff. All right, and I let everybody know that if you have school-age kids, or maybe school-age grandchildren, or even for that matter, maybe college, right? You have young kids that just got into college, and they're kind of trying to feel their way around. They may not know what they really want to do. We're really we're talking about the what we call, what people like to call blue-collar work. I don't really like to phrase it that way. I like to think of it more in terms of the trades, right? And unfortunately, it's kind of an industry niche that's been left behind, right? Modern technology, information highway, all this other nonsense. Everybody's into computers and push this and punch that, and and sit in your home and sip a latte and work on a computer and look out the window and stare into oblivion. But seriously, but we need, the ironic thing is we still need all this other stuff done, right? And, the trades is a very, very important, obviously. I mean, it goes without saying. The trades are a significant industry in society, right? We can't exist without them. And what are we talking about? We're talking about carpentry. We're talking about electricians. We're talking about plumbers, all right? We're talking about HVAC, heating, ventilation. We're talking about mechanics, all right? We're talking about auto and electrical aspects of mechanics. And, of course, not to be forgotten, because it always is forgotten, is auto body techs, right? Back in the day, nobody ever thought about this, right? You just came out of high school, or maybe you just, figured out that you had nothing else to do, and you hooked up with somebody that was in a body shop, what have you. There was no formal avenue, all right? You just simply stumbled in, and hopefully the shop that you went into had some kind of an individual there that was a senior, and he would take you under his wing, kind of like a ad hoc apprenticeship type of thing. And that probably worked back then, but don't work anymore, all right? And as a result, all right, the industry is severely understaffed. All right. Now, I know this because I work in the industry. All right. As I say behind this mic every Tuesday afternoon, I'm not just an academic or a talking head. I'm actually working in that industry. And that industry, of course, is the auto body and collision services industry. All right. And we desperately need good people, all right, to fill the void. And it's not easy to do. I mean, let's face it. It's not something that a lot of people in the 21st century are looking at as a viable future. All right. A lot of young people. They're not saying, oh, I think I want to go work in a body shop. I want to paint. I think I want to work with banging on metal. Probably nobody's thinking of that, right? You should, right? You probably should, because folks, these are good jobs, right? They're great. In most instances, they become very high quality jobs, high paying jobs, and they're also very fulfilling jobs, right? It's very fulfilling work. Okay, I myself, not to go down a history road of my life here, but when I was a young man and I was in a military school in the summers, I had the opportunity to work with a contractor that was working up in the Secaucus areas, which is now the Meadowlands, right? And they were backfilling that whole area. It was nothing but swamp and marsh, and we had the subcontract on the cable, right? So our job was to go in there and lay the cables in the ground and run them to the boxes, and then the cable guys came in and did the rest. So we got involved with trenching, and I got introduced to working with jackhammers and trenching, ditch witches and heavy equipment. It was great. I mean, for me as a young guy, I was like, wow, this is phenomenal. Felt great at the end of the day. I was young, right? I was working with my hands, felt all pumped up, right? At the end of the day, we go to the pizzeria, yak it up, get a pizza, a couple beers. I found, of course, leave it to me, I found an all-girls school in the area, and, that was a little extracurricular activity after work for me. We were up in, he put us up in a house up in Jersey, and it was cool. It was good work, great work. I mean, listen, it was hard. You were bushwhacked at the end, but you felt good. You really felt good. So in most instances, it's high quality jobs, and good jobs, jobs that, that you feel good about what you're doing. You're creating something, right? You're contributing to an end. And so that's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to offer opportunities for young people to look at these as viable options now. And here on Long Island, it's no different, right? And having worked in the auto body industry now for 8 years, it is a critical, along with many other challenges, this is a very critical challenge, because let's face it, folks, if we have everything else come together, right? If we have the wages, and we're able to get some benefits, and we're able to get the right amount of money from the insurance companies, that's great. But you turn around, you look over your shoulder, who's doing the work, right? We still need people to do the work, right? So we brought these guests in, the three of them, Brian, John, and I believe Dave. And, one was the assistant dean over at Suffolk County Community College. Brian was instrumental in establishing a drag strip for Long Island again. All right, that was pretty cool stuff. And John's at the high school level, right? Technical guy, technology guy. So it was really interesting stuff. I was very encouraged to hear what each of these gentlemen were doing individually, and then, of course, as a group. And I think what excited me the most was the program that they're trying to launch over at Suffolk Community College. I mean, I didn't even know. I lived there my whole life. I had no idea that they had a mechanic school. I didn't know that. I just figured you went to got a job at a dealership and they sent you away to get trained. All right. So the fact that they're trying to get that off the ground is good. All right. It's a good thing. It's a good thing for Long Island. It'll hopefully lead to some good paying jobs and some viable career options for our young people here. All right. So that was really interesting stuff, and that's what we're trying to do. Right. Trying to expand the format. All right, here and keep us growing, right, as a radio show. All right, so there's the music. Can't believe that's the end of the first segment. Exciting as always here. I don't know what to tell you. Folks, 631-451-1039. When we come back off the break, we're going to have the question of the day. Remember, we love giving away free stuff here. So we're going to want somebody to call in today so we can do that. All right, see you on the other side of the break. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the one and only Crash Course Radio. We're having more fun than should be legally allowed and frustrating the heck out of the insurance guys with one arm tied behind my back. I tell you, it's raw talent. I don't know where it comes from, but we'll take it. 631-451-1039 takes you into the little old studio here to talk to me. And as I said, I did the rundown: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and Anchor. All right, we're all over everywhere today. All good stuff. A little house cleaning here before we get into the meat and potatoes of the second segment. So I want to give a shout out, big old shout out to Jerry in Southampton. Jerry, hope you're listening today. Jerry listens a lot to the show. We appreciate it. Jerry holds down the fort out there in Southampton for us for V&J Auto Body. V&J Auto Body, we have a satellite office in Southampton. We primarily focus on Tesla customers. All right, so if you drive a Tesla and you're out in that neck of the woods, stop by and say hello to Jerry. Looks like Jerry's on 60 Windmill Lane in Southampton. All right, so if you're driving a Tesla and you're in the Hamptons area, specifically Southampton, please stop in, grab a free coffee, say hello to Jerry, get familiar with Jerry. He is your point of contact for V&J Auto Body. Folks, V&J Auto Body, what can I say? One of our amazing sponsors. Thank you very much, Chandler and James Barone, for all your support. All right, and V&J Auto Body, of course, is one of the largest production shops here in Suffolk County. All right, a 21st century forward-thinking body shop. All right, and of course, the original and first and only Tesla certified facility. All right, yes, there are one or two other ones now. Okay, but we were the first. All right, we were the ones that charged ahead, made the investment in both people, equipment, training, and resources. All right. So we've been fixing those cars for a long time, folks. All right. So if you're in Southampton and you have a Tesla, you need to get to know us. All right. Because we're where you want to be if your car gets in an accident and you need that car fixed. All right. You really need to know what you're doing. All right. I've spoken at length about this, about electric vehicles, or what people say EVs. All right. A lot going on with those cars, folks. Please do not just allow anybody to take that car in and fix it. All right. A lot going on, especially when you start disconnecting stuff on these cars. All right, so good shout out to Jerry out there in Southampton, Jerry. And like I said, if you're out in the neck of the woods, give him a call or stop by. All right, especially, well, God forbid, if you need that kind of service, you know where to find him. All right, also we want to give a shout out to Paul and the boys at Northern Boulevard Collision. Paul, congratulations on your attaining gold class status from ICAR. Folks, this is a very, very big deal. Less than 10% of all collision facilities across the country attain this level of certification. It's a very, very difficult hurdle. I know that because my shop, V&J Auto Body, we've been gold certified for probably about 10 years now. All right, a lot of investment in money, but more importantly, a lot of investment in people. All right, a lot of people investment. All right, so the shops that get gold certified, that gives you some heads up on all right, where their heads at, folks, all right? They're willing to invest in their people, all right? Yeah, it's a little in materials and equipment, but it's a lot in people with ICAR, all right? ICAR is the Interconference on Automobile Repair, all right? They are one of the premier go-to sources for all things collision and somewhat mechanical and electrical, all right? When it comes to setting up standards, establishing standards for how cars should be repaired, in a collision sense. So congratulations to Northern Boulevard Collision in Great Neck Paul, that's terrific. All right. And keep up the good work over there, guys. Folks, again, what can I tell you, right? We only take the best here at Collision Service Network. Please, don't forget, collisionservicenetwork.com. Yours truly is the owner, president, and founder of Collision Service Network. All right. You go to collisionservicenetwork.com and you will find a body shop, amazing body shop off our network, as well as a personal injury attorney or an insurance broker, right? If you need any of those services. So please go there. Be patient. I know it's still under construction. I just did have a meeting with these guys a couple weeks ago. I did see a framework. It is coming along. It's going to be phenomenal, right? I said we're going to have a call to action button where you're going to be able to go in there, and if you got like a, fender bender type of thing, you want me to just take a quick look at it, you'll be able to send me some photos. I'll take a shout, take a look at it, and then give you a shout out and let you know where you should be taking that car, right? All good stuff. It's coming along, a little bit of a crawl, but, what am I going to do? I got to keep the heat on these guys, all right? But collisionservicenetwork.com, if you need that, all right? If you need us, 631-452-2569, all right? That's the phone number that brings you into collisionservicenetwork.com, and you can speak to me or one of our staff, and we will make sure that we take care of you. All right, if it's choosing a body shop or getting towed, we can do that as well. All right, question of the day. Here we go. We got about a little under 5 minutes left. All right, listen, like I said last week, and I say this all the time, Santa Claus is in the house. All right, we are giving away free stuff here. I don't know what can I tell you? Free stuff. I used to have a saying, if it's for free, it's for me. So here we go. And it's real easy to get free stuff here, Crash Course Radio. All right, my insurance company warned me that there may be a delay inspecting my vehicle if I did not choose one of their inspection locations or a collision center or send photos of my damaged vehicle into them. Is this true? All right, who's got the answer to that? All right, there is a definite right answer to that. All right, so give me a call, 631-451-1039. Let's have a little fun here today. Let's give away some free stuff, including a $10 gift card, all expenses paid, by Crash Course Radio, to the one and only Dunkin' Donuts. I tell you, it doesn't get any better than that, folks, right? Free stuff from Dunkin' Donuts. Gotta love it. 631-451-1039. My insurance company warned me that there may be a delay in inspecting my vehicle if I didn't take my car to one of their inspection centers or one of their collision repair facilities or send in photos of my damaged car. Is this true? Right? I don't know. I mean, actually, I do know. All right? So somebody give me a call. Let's see how smart our listeners are. We got the smartest listeners out there. We already know that. But let's have a little fun here. Give us a shout, 631-451-1039. And let's get you out some free stuff. All right? So we were going back to basics last week. All right? That was the theme. All right? I said we got to get back to basics. What do I mean by that? Well, basics of the show. Right? Crash Course Radio is the voice of the auto body industry. Right? And why is that? Because every Tuesday afternoon, you hear my voice. I'm talking to the folks, right? We're helping the folks. We're giving you information and knowledge you need and can use and advice you can trust. All right? Never more true than today. There's so much information out there that, I don't know about you, but I'm constantly scratching my head going, I don't know if this guy's telling the truth. It's really pretty crazy, folks. But at collisionservicenetwork.com and here on Crash Course Radio, you can assure that what you hear here is the truth. All right, it's unbiased, unfiltered, but it is the truth. All right, and that's what we're doing for the folks when it comes to auto body and insurance. All right, and so we talk about back to basics, the basic principles of the show, right? About collisionservicenetwork.com. And that is, like I said, we're giving you knowledge and information you need and can use and advice you can trust, all right? And we're letting people know what their rights and expectations and options are as it relates to your personal auto policy. And, of course, when it comes to making choices, options, right? You don't have to agree with the insurance company, folks. You don't, all right? There's nothing in your policy. There's no intimidation. All right, they're not going to send the insurance police to your house and knock on your door and say, oh, we don't think that you're doing something. All right, you simply don't have to comply with with any of that. All right, the only thing you have to comply with is a few things that we've highlighted here in the past. Right, you've got to cooperate. You have to report the loss. All right, you have to give a general statement about what happened. All right, never ever give a recorded statement, folks. I can't stress that enough. Don't ever give a recorded statement, especially if you've been injured. If you've been injured, never give a recorded statement. All right. If you're injured, God forbid if it's serious. I mean, if it's serious, that's then you're going to probably be in the hospital, and that's going to be the last thing on your mind. But all right, if you have injuries, you're contemplating dealing with those injuries either through no fault, all right, using your no fault benefits, or worse yet, maybe filing a bodily injury claim. You don't want to give a recorded statement, folks, all right? You're not required to. You simply want to consult with an attorney. You go to collisionservicenetwork.com and choose one of our amazing network partners, all right? And they will take care of you, and they will walk the walk and hold your hand all the way, all right? Okay, so got about 28 seconds left. The music's queuing up. That means we're coming to the end of another amazing segment. When we come back, we'll run through the back to basic list, all right? And then we'll get into some stack of stuff. All right? See you guys on the other end of the break.
It's a little higher.
For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their own automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's 2 state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the one and only Crash Course Radio. I'm your humble host, Peter Krausch. Behind this mic every Tuesday afternoon, live, of course. This is a live show, so if you want to talk to me, 631-451-1039. 631-451-1039. We're looking for a caller out there so we can give away some free stuff here today. All right, it's always Christmas here, Crash Course Radio, and Santa Claus is definitely in the house. My insurance company warned me that there may be a delay inspecting my vehicle, all right, if I did not choose one of their inspection locations or one of their collision centers, all right, or if I didn't send in photos of my damaged car. Is that true? All right, folks, these are not exciting topics. They're probably never going to make it on, a trivia game or, Jeopardy. All right, I realize that, but they are important because guess what? Sooner or later, we're all going to have to deal with this. Yes, statistically, we're all going to be involved in an accident. Hopefully not serious, but about every 10 years. All right, and if you have to deal with the insurance company, if you have to file an insurance claim, it can be a very intimidating, daunting, and complex process, especially if you've never done it before. All right, so what do we say here in Crash Course Radio? You should be calling us before you speak to them. 631-452-2569, all right? Or go to collisionservicenetwork.com and choose one of our amazing network partners, all right? You'll find a great body shop there, and they'll be able to walk the walk with you and represent your interests and make sure that you have an amazing experience with your claim experience, all right? As well as, obviously, with getting your car fixed, your body shop, all right? So somebody give us a call, 631-451-1039. Give us a call. Let's get an answer to that question. All right, let's have some fun today. Give away some stuff. All right, speaking about fun, here's a little humor for everybody. All right, I found this in the stack of stuff. I think I ran through this about a month or so ago, but this is funny stuff. I thought this was funny. All right, and this was originated in response to an article the author did here on MSOs. That, it's basically what's going on. You have a lot of these consolidators. They're buying up a lot of the smaller shops, consolidating them, and putting them all under a corporate veil. So this guy was trying to add a little levity to the article about, with respect to, big conglomerate things and stuff like that. So versus, your small guy, your mom and pop operation. So here's a couple myths, all right? Napoleon was not that short. He was actually about 5'7" for his time, all right? That was actually average height. His nickname, Little Napoleon, came from his military friends, teasing him about his low military rank. 200 years later, we all think he was a short guy. All right? I did. Apparently not. Apparently that was just one of those myths, all right, that came up as a matter of his rank. David was the favorite. All right? This is the biblical story, David and Goliath. David was the favorite, not the underdog, in his battle with Goliath. David used a slingshot. That would be the equivalent of a sniper rifle today, all right, to take down Goliath. All right, and he was going to be extremely accurate from a great distance, likely killing anyone who took aim at him. Yet thousands of years later, we still refer to an underdog winning as David beating Goliath. Tell you, I learned something here. I just took that story for granted, but think about it. He's having a slingshot before Goliath can even get within range of his sword or his hammer, whatever he was going to do this guy in with. This guy's already taken him out from 100 yards. Amazing, right? So he really wasn't the underdog. If you read Malcolm Gladwell's book, David and Goliath, you will learn all sorts of fascinating details about David and Goliath that completely destroy what perceptions we have in our head, including all of Goliath's faults. All right, so I thought that was a little funny, some humor there. Maybe it just blew up somebody's head there about what they thought about David and Goliath and also Napoleon. I know it kind of gave me a chuckle. I just assumed all those things were true. They're not. So back to basics. All right, so we started the end of last month. And what do we mean by that? Well, basics, the basic principles of Crash Course Radio and Collision Service Network, right? And that's educating you folks out there. All right, we are the one and only voice of the Long Island auto body industry, the privately owned and operated auto body industry. All right, and we, of course, are the voice for the consumer, right? And that's because I'm behind this mic every Tuesday afternoon, getting to speak to you folks. And we are educating you, giving you knowledge and information you need and advice you can trust. All right, so going back to basics, what do we talk about here? Deductibles, right? I've mentioned deductibles before. We're going to do a rundown here. We're not going into detail on all these things, but we're just going to hit them real fast and furious. Deductibles, not illegal not to pay them, all right? And if you deal with one of our amazing network shops, you might even be entitled to a deductible discount. Deductibles, folks, they can cost you money on a loss, all right, and they save you very little money on your premium. So take a hard look at what your deductible is. You should know what your deductible is. All right, please, you should understand what you've chosen to be responsible for, and it should be something that you are fully prepared to manage. All right, generally speaking, folks, you don't want that deductible to be more than $500. Endorsements, very important. All right, we spoke about endorsements. All right, we actually had a caller a while back who actually mentioned this idea, wanted me to explain it. Endorsements are very, very important. I can't stress enough, folks. A lot of people getting caught out there with their proverbial pants down. Insurance companies have all defaulted back to this, right? It used to be the good old days. If you put stuff on your car or your truck, all right, real expensive, fancy gadgets and wheels and tires and flares and aero kits and no big deal. We're going to pay for it. No more. It ain't happening. Most of them now are going to pay $1,000. That's it. Folks, this goes for all kinds of stuff. Ceramic coating, all this groovy stuff people like to get now. Ceramic coating, vinyl, vinyl covers and that. Great stuff. But if you don't have the paperwork for that, you don't have the documentation, you're not getting covered. They're not paying for it. They don't care that they see it on the car. You're not getting paid for it. And as far as all this other stuff goes, you have to have an endorsement, folks. So please, all right, if you've changed your policy, if you took out a policy of physical damage coverage on a car or a truck, and then you change the terms of that policy, right? What do I mean by that? Well, you insured let's say a Honda Accord. But now, a year later, it's not the same Honda Accord. Now you have an aero kit put on there. You got, fancy custom paint stripe and all this other stuff. Guess what? You're probably going to need an endorsement, or they're only going to offer you $1,000 worth of extras. All right, so look into that. It's very important stuff. What's the other thing? DRPs. Hey, what can I say? The direct repair program. It's the heart of it all. Right? We can't stress enough here. The direct repair program or insurance-sponsored programs are bad. Point blank, folks. Don't let anybody talk to you otherwise. They're a bad idea. Great idea for the insurance company, not good for the consumer. All right, so stay away from that. You always want to be telling the insurance company thanks, but no thanks. All right, and then you're going to go to collisionservicenetwork.com, and you're going to pick one of our amazing network partners, and they're going to take it from there for you. Photo inspections. We resurrected the old Nancy Reagan program. Remember Nancy Reagan? Just say no. All right. She was saying just say no to drugs. We're asking you to just say no to photo inspections. All right. I don't know what else to say on that. All right, I've been beating the drum on that one, folks. Please take photos of the accident scene. That's great. Take photos of the other guy's car and maybe your car. You know, I don't know. Maybe photos of the tree that's on the corner and the stop sign. I don't know. Whatever else you want to take photos of, but don't send them anywhere. I can't stress it enough. This is a major privacy issue, folks. Once you send those photos, you no longer control their destiny. All right. You're also giving up your privacy. They now have vital information that they can use against you. Okay? Put simple. I'm not talking about you're going to go to jail or you're going to, you need a criminal lawyer and the cops are knocking on your door. No, I'm simply saying from an insurance standpoint, you've now voluntarily given them information, all right, documented information that they can use and they might use it against you. All right, so don't do that. Hold on to it for your lawyer. That's great. Keep it for the lawyer, especially if you got injured and everything. All right, hold on to it. That's fine. But don't send in the insurance company. Never, never, ever agree to that. Send photos into your damaged car and have an estimate done. All right. Those estimates result in about a 98% supplement rate. That means 98% of the time, you're going to have to come back out and see your car. And that's going to mean a delay in repair time for you and a lot of other headaches down the road. So avoid that altogether. Just tell the insurance guy, nah, it's all right. I got a Collision Services Network shop, and I'd like my car inspected there, and those guys are going to take care of everything for me. There's the music again. What can I tell you, right? We just have so much fun here. All right. A few more items on the Back to Basic list. All right. I will hit it hot and heavy when we come back on the final segment. And then I got some stack of stuff. All right, and we'll go through that real quick. See you on the other side of the break.
Is a little higher.
All right, welcome back, everyone. The final segment to Crash Course Radio with the one and only humble host, Peter Crouch. Behind this mic every Tuesday afternoon, doing what I love to do, talking to the folks, right? Reaching out to everyone out there, all right? And, reading the things you don't want to read and getting all the information that you need, right? You know the mantra by now if you've been following the show, right? We're giving you information and knowledge you need and can use and advice you can trust, all right? So, all cool stuff. We're always looking out for the folks here. So we're still looking for a caller here for the question of the day. My insurance company warned me, all right, that they may be delaying my inspection of my damaged vehicle if I don't choose to take it to an inspection location or one of their collision centers or send in photos of my damaged vehicle, all right? Give us a call here at 631-451-1039, all right? I think that's that is the number, all right? And we want to give away some free stuff, all right? I was talking about Back to Basics. And let's see, where were we at? We were at the DRP. Folks, I can't stress it enough, all right? The Direct Repair Program is something, it was a unique idea developed by the insurance industry for one purpose only. That's to control the cost. That's it, all right? I've said this very often, that they are a business like any other business, and they look for ways to, create ways to save money, right? Cut costs and increase the bottom line. And one of the most effective things they ever came up with was the Direct Repair Program, our insurance sponsored. Now, that's been modified a little over the last year or so because of technology. But the basic principle of it is still the same. All right, that is to get cars into these facilities where they are controlling the outcome, right? Because why? Because these shops have agreed to repair the car, all right, as per the insurance company's repair criteria. No, and there is no such thing as repair criteria, folks. There simply isn't. All right? These cars either get fixed consistent with industry standards, which are established by things such as ASE and ICAR, and also consistent with the OEMs, all right, the original equipment manufacturers. That is the car people themselves, Honda, Ford, Chevy, that type of thing. There's no in between. There's no repair criteria, insurance company A and insurance company B. They don't, this isn't, but they do, right? Because that's what they say. They've agreed to our repair criteria. Well, what is repair criteria? If you ask them, what is your repair criteria? Is that repair criteria different than Chevy, Ford, and Chrysler? What do you mean? I don't know. You're telling me these shops agreed to your repair criteria, right? Because I know that Ford has a repair criteria. I drive a Ford F-150. It's all aluminum truck. You know, if I take it to your guy, is he certified? Well, you got to be certified to work on that truck. Well, they've agreed to have repair criteria. They can't answer it, folks, right? Because it's idiotic. It's illogical on its face. There is no such thing, all right? So when you hear they've agreed to have, all that simply means is they've agreed to fix your car, all right, for as efficiently as possible, which is, you know, code for cheap. All right, and this might mean things like not blending adjacent panels, not sufficiently feathering out adjacent panel welding points. Okay, that's another pet peeve of the insurance guys. And all these shops, God bless them. I mean, I get it. You know, contract, going to have work sent there. Wow, what a great thing. I really don't have to work that hard. I don't have to pay for advertising. I don't have to try and create my brand and, you know, make people see my brand and accept it for what it is, the work that I do. You mean they're just going to send me people here? Sign me up. Right? And, you know, and I get it. And these shops, they jump on the bandwagon because, folks, at the end of the day, most of these people just aren't, I don't want to say smart enough, but maybe in some cases that does apply. All right. But they're certainly not ambitious enough to take on these responsibilities themselves. All right. So don't facilitate that for them. All right. Don't help the insurance company save money, and don't be obligated to help a body shop. All right. That can't help themselves. All right. And by going to an insurance sponsored shop, you're doing both of those, but you're not helping yourself. All right. Instead, you go to CollisionServiceNetwork.com, pick one of our network partners. All right. And these folks are going to fix your car the way you want it, consistent with industry standards, irregardless of what the insurance company wants. All right. Their only responsibility is to fix that car the way you want it fixed, and also, more importantly, according to industry standards and the OEs. Right. And I know some guy out there listening to me right now is probably screaming at the radio, or, you know, scratching his head, going, that's, you know, it's boring. They can't just let the car go out the door. You know, if Chevy says that thing needs needs an aluminum weld or a plug weld, or that thing needs to be riveted on, then we're going to rivet it on. I bet you are. I hope you are. You should be. Guaranteeing not every guy is. Some guys will even try and cut corners there as well. All right. Fact is, folks, you can't do that anymore. There can't be any more corner cutting. All right. This isn't the 70s or the 80s or even the early 90s for that matter. All right. And unfortunately, some of these programs, these direct repair programs, these insurance company sponsored programs, all right, they do incentivize that. They may not directly say it, right, but certainly their motivations, and, you know, it's implied. All right. So don't be a victim of ignorance. All right. That's another mantra we just adopted here at Crash Course Radio. None of our listeners are going to be victims of ignorance. Ignorance is not bliss when it comes to dealing with the insurance industry and the body shop industry. Right? You take your car to the wrong shop today, folks, could be in a bad way. Right? I work over at V&J Auto Body, big shop. All right, our production facility is over 20,000 square feet, and we're Tesla certified. I can't tell you how many times a month. All right, we get calls from other shops. I can't get the part. I got into the car. I'm jammed up. They won't let me. I can't get the parts, or I put the car back together, and now I can't get the car to run. It won't do anything. You know, I can't hook into anything. I can't order the parts. It's a nightmare. But because they're fixing a car they had no business fixing. Right? But they didn't tell you that. Right? You went out, you bought your brand new Tesla, you were all excited, and then you listened to me, right? Or maybe you didn't listen to me. Maybe you didn't hear me. But you use common sense and you say, I'm not going to the insurance guys. I know Big Jim's Auto Body. I know Big Jim, man. Big Jim he's the thing. He fixes anything. He fixes a tank, Big Jim, I heard. Fixes tanks. All right? So you bring your brand new Tesla over to Big Jim. Big Jim says, yeah, no problem. I'm going to fix that Tesla for you. I can fix anything. I fix tanks. Unfortunately, a Tesla is nothing like a tank. But you're confident in Big Jim and you leave your Tesla there. Right? What Big Jim didn't tell you is you need to be certified. And listen, folks, when you hear the word certified, and we're going to get into this next week. All right, I'm hopefully going to be bringing a guest on, one of our network partners. All right, I want to try and get Paul from Northern Boulevard Collision in here. And we're going to talk about this real big time, that certification and why it's so important to you, the customer. And that's not even the shop. It's important to us, the consumer. All right, to understand if your body shop is certified, or do they have any certifications? Have they been recognized by any original equipment manufacturer? all right, to fix any car. All right, you need to know this today. This is very important stuff. And forget it. Even if you're just leasing the car, all right, I know that's another, I just leased it, I don't care. Okay, but you're driving it. All right, I'm sure you want to make sure you're going to be driving it safely. All right, but you went to Big Jim's Auto. Big Jim fixes tanks. And he says he's going to fix your Tesla. Big Jim didn't tell you, though, that he needs to be certified. Now, Big Jim might have no problem putting that fender back on, that bumper, but guess what? He's not going to be able to get any of those parts. And if he can, okay, if he's real creative and he circumvents that whole process, which some guys can do, takes a lot of energy and a lot of creativeness, and he gets the parts, guess what? Big Jim can't get the car to run again because you have to be certified, okay? You can't access Tesla's toolbox. You can't access any of their onboard electronic systems, all right? You can't access any of their recalibration systems. So Big Jim is now he's in a spot, okay? And you're in a spot, right? You're in a bad spot because guess what? Big Jim just put your car back together and now he can't make it run, all right? So don't go to Big Jim's. If there's a Big Jim's out there, no intent meant, all right? This was purely for fictitious reasons here, folks. But seriously, folks, ignorance is not bliss, all right? Please, you need to understand who's fixing your car today, all right? And if they are the right shop for your car, all right? Go to CollisionServiceNetwork.com and you'll never have to worry about that. Folks, it was another exciting day. Unfortunately, we didn't get a caller, so I couldn't give away any free stuff again. All right? Maybe we're going to have to up the ante. Maybe we'll start giving away a free car next week. All right, folks, enjoy the rest of the week. Have a great weekend. We will see you back next Tuesday.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.